Hello everyone, I invite you to every Monday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on BTC and the USDT pair, taking into account the one-day interval. Let's start by defining the downtrend line that has been broken out with a white line. And then we can mark the uptrend line in the same way. Then, using the yellow line, we will determine the upward trend line, which is at a slightly higher level than the trend line itself. Looking at the recent dynamic increases, it is worth checking where the price should resist further increases. And here, after deploying the fib retracement tool, we have a clearly visible strong resistance zone from $41,335 to $48,294, which is where the BTC price enters. Only when we manage to get out of this zone and positively test it, should the path towards the previous ATH be opened, at $68,488. At this point, it is also worth checking where the most important support points are in a situation when the market starts to turn and we see a correction. Here you can see possible resistance around $36,000, but much more significant is the strong resistance zone from $37,737 to $28,638. If this zone is broken further, we may see equally strong resistance around $25,540. Let us also remember about the EMA Cross 50 and 200 indicator, which, when turned on, allows us to check the position of maintaining a strong upward trend. It is worth observing this indicator, because in a situation where we start a correction, it can help us determine where such a correction will end. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that the collected energy is used for growth and there is still some left for possible continuation. On the RSI indicator, we are again approaching the upper limit. But when we look at the stock indicator, we will immediately see a clearly overheated indicator, which may lead to a price recovery. Going further, let's move on to the ETH chart also on a one-day time frame. Here, using the blue lines, we will define the upward trend channel in which the price is fighting to go higher. It is worth remembering that such a positive breakout from the channel often results in a movement close to the height of the channel itself. In such a situation, we will use the fib retracement tool to check potential resistance points. And we can immediately see that the price is currently fighting the first such resistance at $2,241. Then we have resistance at $2,566, and interestingly, we can still see a move to the previously mentioned levels after leaving the channel upside, to a very strong resistance zone from $3,028 to $3,601. However, when the exit level of the channel is rejected, we can see a rebound, and for this purpose we will check the support areas in a similar way. Here we have a visible support zone from $1,941 to $1,742. And then we have a second zone from $1,575 to $1,410. The chop indicator shows that there is still energy for a move. The RSI indicator is again approaching the upper limit with room for the price to go slightly higher. While the stock indicator shows a strong breach of the upper limit, which may lead to a price recovery. Third, we will check the XRP chart on a one-day time frame. Let's start by marking with blue lines the upward trend channel in which the price holds. Going further, we will check the resistance areas using the fib retracement tool. And here we can see the effective resistance at the level of 74 cents, which managed to reduce the price increase. But we still have a very strong resistance zone from the level of 83 cents to the level of 94 cents. As you can see, this zone is located right at the upper boundary of the previously defined channel. Looking the other way, we will define support places in a similar way. And here you can see that the price remains at the upper border of the support zone from 62 cents to 54 cents. As you can see, the lower border of the zone is located at the lower border of the prevailing upward trend channel. However, if the correction breaks through the indicated support zone, the next strong support is at 44 cents. When we turn on EMA across 10 and 30, we will see that the indicator remains on the verge of transitioning into a local downward trend. It is worth watching this indicator because the place where the red line crosses the green line from above may be a confirmation of a transition into a downward trend. The CHOP index indicates that there is energy for the upcoming move. The RSI indicator shows a recovery in which there is still room for a larger correction. Also, when we look at the stock indicator, we will see that the strong increase resulted in a very small price movement, which may translate into a correction in the coming days. Last in today's list, we will check the link chart and pair with USDT, again taking into account the one-day time frame. First of all, we will use a white line to define the trend line, defining the main downward trend, which, as you can see, the price has overcome. At this point, it is also worth marking the downtrend channel with blue lines, from which we could see the exit from the top, and the price increase itself was close to the height of the specified channel. Let's now move on to determining the resistances that the price must face if link continues to rise. And here we will start by identifying a very strong resistance zone with which the price is currently facing from $15.50 to $18.45. Only when we manage to get out of it, the way towards the resistance at $26.87 will open. Looking the other way, we see that the price has a support zone from $13.85 to $12.11. Only when it breaks below it will we be able to see further declines to the vicinity of the second, very strong zone from $9.32 to $7.27. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that the collected energy is used for the current upward movement. On the RSI indicator, after rebounding, we return to the middle of the range and we are rebounding again, while the stock indicator is dynamically approaching the upper limit, which it exceeded, which may result in a change in direction prices in order to recover the indicator. Technical analysis is provided by a third party and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.